So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from ZW Games, and I've done it again guys. I've gone full Frankenstein. I come up with something that has got a lot of cool bases to it, and there's a lot of cool theory, well at least what I think is really cool. A lot of cool theory, and as you can see it is Red Eyes Tenyi. Now there's a lot, again I keep saying it, a lot of theory on this deck that just bases around like a simple synergies between Red Eyes and Tenyi in terms of the non-effect part of Tenyi, and you'll see when I get to like the main extra deck. Now I do want to shout out there are some what quote-unquote proxies that I'm using, but obviously I'll explain what that card is supposed to be, because I haven't unfortunately got everything, and it's like the weirdest things I haven't actually got copies of in this deck. But yeah, so I'm gonna run through it. Like, this is a really cool concept. Like, I really like this concept, and again it all stems around like how I usually build like my mix match decks. Like, I find the one piece of synergy between the two archetypes, and I see if I can build around that, and there's a cool synergy between these two. So starting off with the Red Eyes portion, obviously you gotta have your 3 vanilla Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now I'm playing, well I'm supposed to be playing my main concept had only 1 Summon Skull and 2 Meteor Dragons. Just generating bases on the beat, so you can probably see where I'm getting through the synergy here. But unfortunately I don't even have, as you can see, I don't even have a single copy of the vanilla Meteor Dragon. So I had to like proxy, I had to put in like 2 Summon Skulls and then like the Gemini version of it. So that's an annoying thing. But like, to be honest, this is your like where you can go about whatever you want. Do you want to focus on Black Skull Dragon? Do you want to focus on Meteor Black Dragon? Obviously, if you want to go for more power play, which if you're going with like non-effect monsters, you want to go for like the highest attack possible. So obviously you're going to go for Meteor Black Dragon. So I'm supposed to be having 2 Meteor Dragons in here, but this is what I just had to go through so far, just so I can at least have a concept for you guys. And then we play the 3 Black Metal Dragons. Now you're probably thinking, but Joe, you're playing like Tenyi, and you don't want to have like non-effect monsters on the board. But you're mostly using Black Dragon, Black Metal for its hand effect, where you can equip it from your hand to a Red Eyes and give it 600 attack. I believe it's supposed to be 600. Yes, 600. 600. Now, obviously, if your monster does die, this goes to graveyard, then you get your search for your Red Eyes card, which then helps boost your consistency. But and if you want to play in the extra deck, you could play like Link Revo for those odd players where you can just like normal Black Metal Link into a Link Revo, get your Red Eyes search for next turn. But your main concept for this is to just equip it to your monster to just give it that little extra attack point. And then to run up the Red Eyes monsters, I am playing the 1 Red Eyes Black Flare. The reason for that is because you need more Red Eyes stuff in your deck for your insight, for your consistency, and for insight to work you have to send a Red Eyes from your hand or deck to grave to get your Red Eyes search. So I'm playing the Black Flare for not only that, but for those chances where you can actually play like Red Eyes, Meteor Black Comet, and your Archfiend Black Skull, you do have that additional Red Eyes in deck for that target for the fusion summons. And it is a Gemini, so in technicality it is still a vanilla when it hits the board. So you can actually resurrect this and keep it as a vanilla for your Tenyi plays. And then when you do want to, because Tenyi's never really normal summon, you're never really normal summon a Tenyi. In fact, you're barely normal summon deck other than the Black Metal. So you could just save your normal summon for the Gemini summon when you want to do some additional burns after you've done your Tenyi plays. So The one black flare is actually pretty cool in this deck for that concept. Moving on to the tenyis, but it's actually pretty basic and pretty simple. We're just playing 3 Spirit for the tuner, 3 Vashta for the popping, like for the disruption, and the big level 7 dark monster, and then your 3 of the new one for the summon from the deck. Now, you're really you have to time correctly, obviously, when to use the sponsor effect to summon from deck, because it does lock you into worms, so you can't really like mess around with your red eyes afterwards doing that. So you have to pick your timing for this pretty carefully. But having that option is still pretty good. But still, I just like these two for the... It's a free level 7 that I can summon. So you could, like, in theory, play this, just these two, in a generic Red Eyes deck. But I do like having, like, the tuner as well for the synchro plays, because Red Eyes is still, like, level 7 spam. So I do like this kind of, like, concept in the deck. And that's it for the monsters. Moving on to spells. This is a very simple monster lineup. Like, it's probably like one of the most simple monster lineups I've ever done in the deck. Besides, like, I don't know, DDD, just because like it's DDD. It's very simple. It just has a concept, it has a theme, and it has a strategy, and that's what the monsters do. It's just, I'm gonna focus on my red eyes at first, support with the tenyi, and then just punch in for damage. Like, that's literally what the monster's supposed to do. Moving on to spells, so obviously the one Monster Reborn, because Monster Reborn. I'm playing 2 of the tenyi field spell with the Blow on Terraforming. You could probably bump this up to 3, but I like the concept of having a big Red Eyes fusion protected by the field spell, while not only doing that, giving you draw. Like, it gives you draw, which I just think is absolutely insane for Red Eyes. Like, giving it that consistency boost is actually pretty powerful. The thing that makes this whole deck work, like in the most simplistic way possible, is Red Eyes Fusion. I think Red Eyes Fusion is the most absurdly busted fusion spell in the entire game, besides Super Poly, and probably Shadow Fusion. Like, I think on par with those, this is like one of the most busted fusion cards. This is what Blue Eyes needs. Like, seriously, they could just take this card, replace every word of Red Eyes with Blue Eyes, and that's what Blue Eyes needs for its deck. Like, this is the most amazing fusion spell. I can't wait to see Dale playing Dark Magician. Hint, hint, Dale, nudge, nudge. But you're playing this in Dark Magician when we're getting that Magician Red Eyes fusion. Like, because this is just an insane fusion card. Like, I just think it's really good, and it really helps this build go forward, like, with its plays. Like, it gives you that non-effect vanilla for free, and you can search it with Insight. And you can search Insight with Black Metal. Like, it's just absolutely insane. Cards you can play in this deck as well to help boost consistency is, strangely enough, again, 1-for-1, but then you'd be playing Link Reaver in your extra deck, because you can 1-for-1 to Black Metal into Link Reaver, Black Metal into this, and then this to send to add your Red Eyes Fusion. Yeah, you can't activate it that turn, but at least you know you're going to get your big beat stick on your next turn, with protection probably from the field spell, to then start going up with your plays. Like, it just gives you that consistency. It is really consistent, and I think it helps give Tenyi that extra consistency that it needs for its vanilla. I mean, like, this again just boasts on the concept that, like, Tenyi players do sometimes take a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in extra deck, because if the opponent pops the counter trap, you get your free vanilla beat stick essentially for free. And I think Red Eyes Fusion does that same concept for you, but you're not relying on your opponent to pop your counter trap. And in fact, if anything, it gives you more targets for your counter trap, because not only are your Red Eyes Fusions for your Red Eyes Fusion spell, but they're also there for your counter trap as well. So it's a really cool synergy, and I think it's really, really cool. You could, obviously, I've gone for like a higher Red Eyes portion of the deck to the Tenyi part, but you could, as far as I can see, you could easily just reverse this. You can easily go for like a high tenyi portion and just take in like the 1 or 2 vanilla Red Eyes with like a Black Skull, with a Summon Skull or Meteor Comet, and then you're like 3 Red Eyes fusions, and then like 1 or 2 2 to 3 copies of Insight, and that's like your Red Eyes engine for your tenyi deck to give you that big vanilla beat stick for your deck. So like, this is a real concept. I'm really happy that I've like come of it. I don't want to be like tooting my own horn saying like I come up with it. If someone else has come up with this before, then like props to you guys. We have the similar mindset, but like I haven't seen this concept being played. Like, so it's something really cool that I just think is really fun. And then I'm playing like one card of Redstone, just so I don't want to brick with the red eyes too much. You could take this out for Sacred Swords and 7 Stars. That's another thing I was playing with. Playing around with, just because you have tons of targets, you have all the tennies and your red eyes for the Sacred Swords, just to dig into your deck for further cards. And to run up the spells, I am playing 2 Banishment of the Dragon Cycle. Like, you know, just to search your tenyis, get your worms in the graveyard. Like, this card's really good. Moving on to the trap, speaking of the tenyi counter trap, playing 2 of that. You could bump this up to 3 if you want that as well, reduce like the amount of other traps I'm playing in the deck, but I feel like the other traps are really important because they help use your red eyes for the support that it is while being power as well. So like I am playing the 1 copy of Return of Red Eyes in combination with your Red Eyes Fusion, just makes that play really busted, and especially if you have the Field Spell in play, because you go into your Black Skull, your Meteor Comet, set this, have your Field Spell in play on your opponent's turn, you flip this up, you get your Red Eyes as well, so now you have not only a giant fusion to deal with, but also vanilla Red Eyes as well, while both being protected. I mean, like, yeah, it's not like unbeatable, unbreakable, but like for tenyi and Red Eyes, like, it's pretty powerful for what it is, at least. 2 copies of Red Eye Spirits. I just really like this card. I like the chain ability that this card had. Like this card has, so I might swap one of the spirits for another return. It's just something I'm thinking around with. 2 copies of Red Eye Fang with Chain. Like this is probably the most expensive card in the deck, essentially. Just because like Fang with Chain is just so good. Like it, because your Red Eyes Fusion comes out named Red Eyes Black Dragon via Red Eyes Fusion. You can combo it with this to like have a build disruption as well on your turn. Like if you set this with the Red Eyes Fusion and cycle, you got like a big body, essentially a mind control in forms of like Fang with Chain and a negation as well via cycle. And if they do try to pop any of them, like if you have the extra space free on your field for in terms of like extra monster zone summons, like your cycle's going to get you another big giant fusion, so like it's pretty powerful in terms of that. But then skill drain just really like it's just busted. Like skill drain, I think in this deck, skill drain I'm surprised is not being played at tenyi. Like I know that they for a deck that uses and emphasizes on non-effect monsters, like the effect monsters are really powerful in what they're used for. But skill drain in tenyi can be really powerful, and I just think in this build it just makes it that bit more powerful, just because you've got the support of the Red Eyes Fusion monsters, so that I can have a big 3/5 beat stick and maybe 4/1 equipped with blackmail under skill drain is absolutely insane, and it is what Red Eyes and OCG was playing for a long time. It's like the 3 copies of skill drain and Red Eyes. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, obviously your 3 monk. You could probably take one of this out for a link Karibo. I just like having the 3 monk. I'm only playing 1 shaman just because we're not focused on the tenyi, but obviously as I said before, you could reverse this whole engine cycle, be more tenyi focused with Red Eyes engine, which then doing so I'd probably bump up your shaman to 2. I am playing 1 of the Draco Masters of the tenyi, so I've only got 1, but 1 seems to be all like what you need, because I do play 2 Berserker, and you just want sometimes that extra attack power through Berserker. That's just easy to summon, but ratios again can be swapped around. I'm playing 2 Synchro Monsters in the forms of 1 of the, what's his name again, Draco Berserker of the tenyi. This card's really insane, and I think if you're a synchro player that loves level 8 synchros, get a copy of this. Like, I don't think it's too much at the moment for what it is, so it is probably affordable. It's just a really powerful synchro. But I am playing 1 Cypher Emerald Omega. You could play like a Savage Dragon as well, just because of how easy you can make link monsters in this deck. I'm playing 1 Omega just because the tenyi's banished to use their effect, so being able to make an Omega shuffle them all back while just like removing the Omega off the board pretty easily is pretty powerful. I'm playing one rank 7 in the forms of the obvious Red Eyes Black Third Metal. Being able to just go into like get a vanilla Red Eyes on board, which again is not difficult, and then like combo that with a special tenyi summon, overlay those two in this, you've got some really effective burn damage, and to just help you steal games as well. But the cards that make this whole thing good is like the one copy, because I've only got one copy of Meteor B Dragon, the first one I've ever had, I believe. And I've only got, unfortunately, one Black Skull Dragon, which I am substituting with a Meteor Comet. But again, ratios of this bounces around depending what you want to focus on. Obviously, if you're forms of attack power, you're going to go with Meteor B Dragon. It's got 3500 base stats as opposed to 32 of Black Skull, but Black Skull is like just a fan favorite. Like Black Skull is a really nice card. But this is what your whole deck is focused around. Your whole deck is basically get this on board first, support it with traps, maybe the field spell. Opponent has to deal with it. Keep going your Red Eyes with your Red Eyes combos, and then support that with the tenyi, and then just go off from there. Easy to summon vanilla big monsters, like it's just what this decks are based around. And having a deck based around this is just really, really fun. But again, as I did mention before, I do play one copy of an actual Meteor B Dragon and the Archfiend, because you can make these in those scenarios where you don't need to do like vanilla plays. You just want to get additional damage in, burn damage with this, and like insane burn damage as well with the Archfiend as well. But that, guys, is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of this deck. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This again, I know I've been rambling along a little bit and just like praising myself in a way you could see it as doing so, but this is a concept that's just really fun. I just think it's got a lot of backbone to it. If you guys don't want to mess around with it, please do so. I'd love to see what you like, how you mess around with it, see what kind of concept and build you come up with. But it's something I just had to share with you guys. So as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, as always, happy dueling.
What's up, YouTube? Dan here from YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.